are scary and some parts are fun. Always remind yourself, it's only a dream and everything will be okay. I had a dream about being in a forest too. Check it out, my pet Petey was with me. Order your copy of Kayla Petey and the Forest on Amazon today.
Hey family, this is King Simon. Don't forget about getting your new motivation session at 347-496-1022. And don't forget about the Cosmic Alignment Workshop on May the 15th. Go to zenbar.org. That's zenbar.org.
Also, family, make sure you tap in May 21st for the Wayne Chandler Workshop. This brother's a master at Qigong, and that's not an understatement. This brother's a master at that. He's the author of the best-selling book, Ancient Future, that deals with the hermetic principles of the universe. Go to waynechandler.eventbrite.com for more information, family, all right? And with that being said, fam, what's going on? How y'all doing in the chat? Make sure y'all hit that like button, like I said. Moon, I see you, brother. I ain't seen you in a while. What's up, Moon? It's a long-time supporter. What's up, Moon? Ain't seen you in a while. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Before we get started with the conversation, the God has to do, he has to set the energy right. So Rashad Jamal, first of all, my brother, welcome to my platform. Thank you for agreeing to come on to the platform. And without further ado, God, set it off right and set the energy and the frequency right, my brother, before we get started.
First, let me say I appreciate you, God, for bringing me on your platform. I have nothing but respect for what you are doing for the planet, which is sharing the information and the messages that the ancestors are sending through us all. So I just want to say, first and foremost, I want to thank you. And I appreciate your platform and everybody in here this evening. But before we get started, like I was telling God backstage, I say, hey, I know this your platform. But if it's okay with you, you don't mind if I set the correct vibratory frequency. And God behind me, he's like, yeah, God, do what you do. He watched a lot of the information in the university. So, for those of you who don't know me, what I always do before I give any messages, because I channel energy, I really don't like to use other mediums other than the ancestors, because we are gods and goddesses. So all answers that we are seeking for lie within ourselves. But sound healing is a big thing. So. We're actually doing a 7-week chakra cleanse on my website right now, and we actually on the brow chakra. So this particular sound bowl will help to stimulate the third eye. And because I don't want us to just discuss esoteric information, metaphysics, quantum physics, molecular biology, the different topics that we'll be going over this evening, without us being on the same vibratory frequency, it's imperative that we get there. So what I'm gonna do is we're gonna be doing 3 sets of 4. So what's 3 sets of 4? Okay. We are energy. Everything around you is energy. All right. So everything is vibration. Nothing ever is still. Everything is always becoming. I like how God mentioned the Hermetic teachings when he was just running the ad, because if you go study the Hermetic teachings, it teaches you one of the main principles of polarity, rhythm, vibration, etc. Understanding your universe. So you have north, east, south, west. We were told that these are just actual directions on the planet, when in actuality these are interdimensional realms within this realm of Atlantis that we live on, which we have been told to believe is America, right? Or the world, when you think of a world map. So we always want to send energy in the correct frequency, that north, east, south, west, and the beings that exist in those certain parts of the realm. We also like to send the vibration to the elements: water, fire, earth, air, because each phalange, each finger aligns with a particular element. These are things they don't teach us in school, because being carbonated beings, non-ether beings, we are connected to everything around us. So before we roll into any download, I always have to send the energy to those elements, because the elements have as much life as you and I. And then the last set, I always go to the 4 phases of matter. All right, matter makes up what you consider your physical reality, and the slowest form of matter is what we call solids, which is how you and I appear. So you have solids, and then the next vibration that's a little faster than the solids will be liquids, and the next vibration that's a little faster than the liquids will be gas, which is the spirit realms, and the next vibration that's a little faster than the gas realm will be plasma energy realms, and on and on. So plasma energy is the highest form of energy in this physical state of matter. So we always send the vibration to those 3. So that's what we're gonna do right now. All right, so we'll start first with north. East. West. South. All right. Now for the directions. All right. Now for action out the directions. We did north, east, south, and west. So now for the elements. Starting with the most powerful element that was created first, which would be water. Fire. Air. And last but not least, wind. Solids. Liquids. Gas. And plasma energy. Ashe, ashe, ashe. That's that third eye. That's that sound bowl. Sound healing is a real thing. Let me see that light back. Sound healing is a real thing. God, I appreciate you clearing the room for a second so that we can all get on the right vibratory frequency. Sound healing is a big thing that needs to be discussed more within the community. Definitely when we're talking about metaphysics. How you feeling, though, God? Talk to me.
Indeed, man. Listen, I'm feeling absolutely great, my brother. I think the time that we are in, it has boosted my morale and my mood, despite everything we see going on around us. Internally, I feel great. And sometimes my ego say, nigga, you see what's going around? Why what you doing feeling that good, nigga? And I'm like, nah, because I feel good. That's why I feel, you know what I'm saying? It don't matter what's going on outside. I got this inner feeling inside, and I know what that's about. The topic, my brother, I named the show tonight Serious Mysteries. I love what you talk about. I love what you present to our community. It's been so long that our community, the melanated community, could not have conversations like this because we felt like we had to focus on the white man or white supremacy. And I understand that. I totally get it. But several teachers, Dr. York, Elijah Muhammad, Dr. Delbert Blair, Bobby Hammond, Dr. Phil Valentine, decided to still talk about extraterrestrials, metaphysics, the cosmos. And because of those brothers, me and you are here today to continue that legacy. And I'm thankful for those brothers who came before us. One thing what I want to say to start the show with, my brother, is that in the melanated community, I hear so much about the Sirius And I've heard you mention things I've never heard about Sirius X. I heard about Sirius A, B, and C, but you mentioned Sirius X. Now, I used to be subscribed to Gaia because I get information from everywhere when it comes to metaphysics. And on Gaia, a lot of the other cultures, they always talk about the Palladians. So you got one culture that always talks about Palladians. Then when I come within our culture, the teachers in our cultures always talk about Sirius. So I'm like, well, damn, why they don't mention Sirius and why we don't talk about the Palladians? So
Right.
we'll talk about that, but pretty much let's start out with that. Why is it that, you know, I'm always hearing about Sirius, and when I go over there to get information, I'm always hearing about the Palladians. And you can say who is the Syrians and who is the Palladians, you know, getting all of that, my brother.
Well, the truth be told, I mean, when it comes to the cosmic history of your so-called Black and Latino people, that has been more than hidden from us, right? It was a documentary that came out years ago called Hidden Colors. I believe it came out maybe 5 or 6 versions of it, but it's a great documentary for anybody that's on their journey to start with. I would recommend checking it out because it opened your mind up to a lot of things that's beyond what we've been taught, you know, via social engineering. But when you're looking at Gaia, you know, like I always said on my platform, all right, when you're looking at Gaia, all that is these oppressors, right? You can call them the deep state, the cabal, whatever the hell you want to call them, all right? But at the end of the day, these are the oppressors, and they have hidden all our valuable esoteric information from us. And then they come out with these little series like Gaia or the X-Files or these cartoons, right? Or these movies, the Star Wars, Star Trek, right? Guardians of the Galaxy, and on, documenting all of our history, right? And when you come over to what's us, your so-called Black and Latino people, we have been hit with Jesus. So it's hard for us to get past religion. And for those of us that do get past religion, the furthest we might get is going back to the Dogon, which is an African tribe that kind of spoke about the Nomos, which are beings that come out of the Sirius star system. But because we are so powerful, we can never know who we are. And it's not really knowing, it's remembering. Because you come here as a soul and a spirit, you sign a soul contract. So there's no such thing as birth, for example. We are cosmic beings. So I like to teach our cosmic history. You can never die because you was never born. If you are a 9 to being with a carbon, what they like to call pigmentation. All right. I just spoke about this because this all ties into Pleiadians and why we don't hear about it. I just spoke about this in a lecture I did on my website called Neuromelanin maybe 2 nights ago. And I was discussing the difference between neuromelanin and melanin. See, the oppressor, he's very tricky. Remember now, who is the oppressor? Satan. But Satan has a million names. His cosmic name is Zeus. But he's hidden behind Satan in religion. He's also Jesus in religion. Because if you understand that Satan's cosmic name is Zeus, then you can understand who Jesus is in the Bible. Because who conquered the known world that they teach you in their American history book? The Spaniards did that. So when you say the Jesus name in Spanish, you get Jesus, right? Jesus, right? No different than with the story of Yakub, Prometheus, Enki and Enlil in the Sumerian text, Odin in Norse mythology, Satan and Zeus is hidden behind so many different names all throughout history. So when we're talking about the cosmic version of ourselves, many of us had those memories bleached away from our soul via nanobot technology when we entered this realm. We entered this realm through a portal called the womb or the vagina. So we come from the cosmos. A lot of people forget to ask themselves, where were you before you were here? See what I'm saying, God? You were here, but where were you before you was here in this lifetime? This ain't your first lifetime. This isn't your first experience. You are spirit and soul. you descended down into this realm from higher forms of energy. So you had to descend down to the lowest vibration to even manifest into this physical realm, which we call a physical body.
Right. Okay.
Now, once you manifest in this realm, you manifest through the vagina. This is why a lot of people be believing that we're taught in school, because they got us thinking we're all one human race, right? That's what the oppressors did to us. We're all one human race. So you're taught in school that for 9 months, the mom is pregnant with this baby. But for those 9 months, it's nothing but a vessel inside of her womb. The spirit and soul doesn't enter the womb to the moment before the water breaks. Once the spirit and soul enters the actual vessel that the mother has been housing with her avatar, her body, then her water breaks and out comes this baby. So it's the fact that we have been cut off from that cosmic version of who we are, the essence of us, when Source created us. And that part of us we have in our DNA, which we don't even have DNA because we are 9 ether beings with neuromelanin. We have DEA, which is deoxyetheric acid. And you can't even look it up. You can't even Google it, because if you Google DEA, they gonna tell you Drug Enforcement Agency. You see what I'm saying? They got all these gates and loopholes there for you if you ever even begin to peek just a little bit into the metaphysical you. So you're not gonna hear too many Black scholars or intellects or that information being taught where we speak about the Draconians, the Alpha Draconian reptilians, or the many different reptilian races, or the Pleiadians, which is one of the many different extraterrestrial races. You're not going to hear too much about that. You're not going to hear too much about the Blue Avians, the Syrians, the Bazoofians, who are any beings that come from Sirius B. You see what I'm saying? The Aurelians, Sirius A stands for Aurelius. A lot of people don't know that. Right?
Okay.
And the beings that exist on Sirius A would be the Aurelians. All right, this is where a lot of your archangels exist. This is headquarters for a lot of your archangels and many other beings. When you get to Sirius B, you're dealing with the nomos and other variants of angelic beings.
Right. Okay.
Because Sirius B, them the Bazoofians. So the nomos and any archangel coming from that location will be considered a Bazoofian. No different than over here in this country, how they call us African Americans and Latinos, but everybody would still be considered Americans, right? They get that whole they get that whole breakdown from the cosmos, as above, so below. So when you see them having the police, we have that in the cosmos. We have police in the cosmos, but they're righteous. We have, like they have court down here, we have court in the cosmos, but it's a righteous court. You know, it's literally as above, so below, for real. So when you're dealing with Sirius C, you're talking about that's Chronos. And the Chronophians, any beings that exist on Sirius C. This is where a lot of your Pleiadians were first created. Pleiadians, reptilians. Most of these beings all originate from Sirius C, B, or A. Now, Sirius X it's the essence. That's source. That's where the Black woman, who is God, was created at. She created herself. She manifested herself out of dark matter energy. So at a metaphysical level, this dark matter energy is dark matter energy, right? But as it breaks down to the plasma levels, it becomes neuromelanin. As it descends from the plasma level down to the gas, to the liquid level, to the physical state, which is the solid, which is the slowest vibration, then this neuromelanin then begins to manifest as carbon, which is why we are carbonated beings.
Never sue the other driver after a car accident. There's a better way to get paid a way bigger check without having to go to court or pay expensive upfront legal fees. Listen, if you've been
That's when you talked about the phases of matter earlier. When you talked about the okay.
Exactly.
Okay.
That's important, God, because you have to understand, we believe we are physical beings because this is what we see. Not realizing that you are only attached to this physical realm through your 5 senses. Take away your sound, close your eyes, touch, smell, taste. Where would you be? You would be in the center of the universe, which is where you really are the whole entire time. When you come here, this is an experience. This is an experience. This is why it's called light cold lockdown, because they have figured out a way to manipulate our energy. Remember, what are we? We are not these. We got to get past this skin. We got to stop calling ourselves Black people. We not Black. We not no African Americans. We not no niggas. We not no pimps, hoes, thugs. We not Black people. We are Anunnaki gods and goddesses. That's the name of our species. And why are we that? Because we are the center of creation. If you want to call her the black woman, you can call her that. But she manifested herself out of dark matter energy. And after she created herself out of dark matter energy, because what is dark matter energy? Let's break down what dark matter energy is first off. Dark matter energy is what science fear. They call it antimatter. Okay, what is matter? Matter is everything around you that you can see in this physical. These are all forms of matter, right? This is what science teaches us. So what is antimatter? Anything that defies the laws of matter. Dark matter energy is so strong and it's so intelligent, it defies the laws of what they consider matter, which is why they call it antimatter and the most dangerous property in the multiverse. The movie Venom was all about the neuromelanin, or the dark matter energy, or what they call in science antimatter. Now, we see these pigmentations and we think nothing of them. Oh, I'm just black. Oh, I just have a darker pigmentation. No, you have carbon in your skin. And what is carbon? Neuromelanin. What is neuromelanin? Dark matter energy. What is dark matter energy? Dark matter energy is divine feminine energy mixed with divine masculine energy. They came together to make dark matter energy. The divine feminine energy was first. Then, out of the divine feminine energy, the divine masculine energy was created. The divine masculine energy is what gives dark matter energy its color. This is what makes it dark, because divine masculine energy is aggressive. Feminine energy is, so they teach us that feminine energy should be receptive and that masculine energy gives the directions. But in the balance of the cosmos, it's the opposite. The feminine energy gives the orders. The masculine energy enforces it.
Okay.
So when you got divine feminine energy meets divine masculine energy together, they met to create this dark matter energy. This is why it's so intelligent. It's an intelligence, and they kind of mimic that when they showing you the Venom movie and the suit having its intelligence before it latched on to Spider-Man, right? Right, it had its own form of intelligence. All right, now out of that dark matter energy, this is where you get your first black woman / what we call Latino woman, because the black and Latino woman is the same individual. The oppressor gave us different names to divide us from each other. But if you look at the genetics of a Latino woman, Latino man with a black, so-called black man or black woman, you're going to see the same genetics, same carbon, same connection, 9 ether beings. So she created what out of that dark matter energy, you get this divine black goddess, if you want to call her that, the first Anunnaki goddess, who holds what they call the Eve gene, right? Or the meta gene, right? Because they consider us to be meta humans. This is why Facebook renamed itself from Facebook to Meta, right? Because the frequency rise and the planet coming back to the original aboriginal beings, which is us, your so-called black and Latino people. So now this intelligent energy, you having the X and Y chromosome, created more. She replicated herself. So in the beginning, it was a tribe. We were just on Sirius X. It was no divine black males and any of that. No gods yet. It was just all goddesses. Just all goddesses.
On Sirius X.
On Sirius X. X stands for Xylanthia. This is where we from. We was on Sirius X. It was no Sirius A, B, C, no Earth, no nothing yet. In the beginning, it was just dark matter energy.
There was no Saturn, no Mars,
no
nothing.
The planets,
no universe.
I'm taking you back.
Primordial
energies. Before there was time. Because see, our souls remember this. It's just when we talk on these frequencies, that's what these bowls is for. They don't want us having those. That unlocks your genetics. It's sound. It's frequency. When we talk on this frequency, you'll begin to remember, because I'm not saying nothing that you don't know or anybody watching right now. That's why I always say, remember who you are. Because information is being put out here like it's new. It's none of this is new. You know, and then you have beings like myself. They might want to show me a lot of love or show you a lot of love, or certain other intellects, because people is looking at us like, oh, we're their God, or because we are bringing information down to help you remember. But no, we're not your God. This information is being put in front of you for you to remember who you are. You don't need a book. You don't need anything. Everything is right here. You go within yourself in meditation. All answers lie within. These are memories. So books And lectures from myself and you and others are only there to help a soul stimulate those memories, unlock, unthaw those genetics, right? We've been frozen, lying dormant, right? So we got to remember in the beginning how it was, and it was just that point when it was just all goddesses. And then she said, hey, let me create a helper. That's when she created your black god, your first Anunnaki god, and told him to be fruitful and multiply. And that was the God's, that's our job, to provide and protect, to be fruitful and multiply. This is why we have semen, which are the seeds. When we do manifest into the physical, we come down with these seeds to further populate. And when we in the cosmos, in our cosmic bodies, you know, because we ain't nothing but energy, luminous beings, right? Well, even when we in that state, we're seeding the cosmos. We were the ones that built the planets, that built the universes, that aligned the multiverse, that enumerated how many planets should be in this galaxy, how many galaxies should be in this universe, how many vortexes it should be, how many dimensions it should be, opening up stargates, right? We were seeding the cosmos. So in seeding the cosmos, once you get this whole village of us, the Anunnaki, then we begin to create other beings. This is where your Alpha Draconian reptilians come from, and your other reptilian species, and your Pleiadians, and your Blue Avians, and your Sirians, and your Lyrans, and your Nomos, and your Nagas, and on and on and on and on and on, right? Even your primordial energies, even the gods like Ra and Isis, Osiris, these are all real gods that still exist. You have people that think that Sango is Thor, right? I've heard that before. Like people like Thor, Sango, because you seeing certain gods in different, if you want to call them religions or ideologies and cultures, having the same traits. But that's only there to put there to show you that we are all connected. So if your ability is to tap into the plasma energy on a different level than me, but my wife's ability, she might have the same plasma energy ability you have, y'all gonna have the same traits, because that's the galactic tribe you come from.
Indeed.
You get what I'm saying? So this is why you don't hear, because we got here how? We got here because you said, hey, you asked one question, right? That one question is gonna take us on a 2-hour journey, because that's how deep it gets. You know, like when we talking about the Pleiadians, we gotta first realize the Pleiadians. Who are the Pleiadians? They are the pirates of the cosmos. So are the Alpha Draconian reptilians.
But you said the pirates?
They're the pirates of the cosmos. Because
wow.
What they do is they go planet to planet, galaxy to galaxy, draining planets of its resources.
Wow.
When they first came to this planet, the Pleiadians, along with the Alpha Draconian reptilians. Notice I'm saying the Alpha Draconian reptilians because there are many different reptilian extraterrestrial races, and the Alpha Draconians are the ones that so happen to be here, that's in cahoots with the Pleiadians and the hierarchy of human beings running our realm down here on planet Kai. Get what I'm saying? So we have to, that's why I say we have to, this is why they don't talk about this in school. Or you'll go listen to Gaia, and Gaia, they gonna give you some gems because they stole all our shit anyway. They just reciting our shit anyway. So they're gonna give you a little gems, but then they're gonna show you white faces. They're gonna water it down. Like they already shown the Anunnaki is white people. You know what I'm saying? They gonna show you that. Just like when they showed you the pyramids, they always said the aliens invented them, right? But then now they want to tell you that the Pentagon want to reveal that UFOs are real. So it's like, it's not like this cosmic information isn't already known. All you have to do is look at all the movies. Where do you think they got the ideas from? Human beings, and I'm not racist. I only talk genetics and science, esoteric science right now. Human beings don't have a soul. They are soulless beings. Because you got to remember how they got here. After the black woman manifested herself out of dark matter energy, and then she created us and told us to provide and protect, we had to provide life force and creation, so we went out to create. But the first gods ever that the black goddess created was the original 23 scientists. It was the first. You had 99 goddesses in total that were created. When you go back home on Xylanthia and the cosmic level, you have a council of 9. These are like 9 eternal flames, but they are goddesses. But they didn't manifest. They didn't take on a shape. These are the oldest primordial energies in the multiverse. This is the council of 9. This is source. This is the source that gave us all our soul contracts and our missions. This is source, right? It's a committee. Now that breaks down to the Anunnaki goddesses, right? And then you got the Anunnaki gods. But before you even got that tribe of us as gods, you had just 23 gods at first. This was 23 scientists, and they were created. Their job was to create the entire multiverse.
Ready to lose the hat and regrow the hair? With Choose by Hims, you can regain your hair and your confidence.
So this is why I've always taught on my platform when I get to speaking about the true number of creation. I say, hey, it's multiple multiverses. But let's start with the one we're in. We are in one multiverse right now. This multiverse is composed of 9 universes. Each universe is composed of 999 galaxies. Each galaxy is composed of 999 planets. Each planet is composed of 9 realms within it. So the reason I'm able to retain that information is because I'm one of the original 23 scientists, and I came back and reincarnated in this life. Just like before I was in this lifetime, my last lifetime on this planet was Toussaint El Overture in the Haitian Revolution. So because we are in Endgame, you have all these indigo children here that start coming in 1950. These are your ancient souls. So that includes you. This is every god and goddess born after 1950 on up to now is an indigo child. Your indigo child are your souls that was here when the original war first started on this planet, when the planet was invaded. Because after the original 23 sciences was created and we went to erect the multiverse and set out to create the universes and things like that, then we begin to create more gods and goddesses. Then we begin to breathe life force into these different realities so that they can continue to create and be fruitful and multiply, because this is what the black goddess told us to do as gods. We was all at peace at this point. When we came to this planet, this was the last planet we created. This was the very last planet. Planet so-called Earth is located. We're in the ninth. A lot of us don't even know where we at right now because they didn't lie on all the maps. Right now, you're located in the 9th universe. We're in the 9th universe.
Now number 9 keeps popping up.
Exactly. You always see 9 because 9, even in numerals, math and basic math that they teach you in school, because that's not real math. But the number doesn't go any higher than 9. After 9, you get to 10. 10 is 1 and 0 all over again. But you should ask yourself, why is 9 the highest number? Why is 9 representing completion? What did Tesla say? He who understands the power of the 3, the 6, and the 9 understands the secrets of the universe, right? And Tesla got that from us. That was true. That's why they did what they did to Tesla, his own people, when they seen what he was trying to get, what he was touching into. So you're going to realize that, yes, it goes no higher than 9, and you're going to see 9 in everything we do because we are 9 ether beings. You're going to see that even down to the follicles, even down to your ether, even your DEA series. We have 9 DEA series.
Yeah, we do.
Right? They have 6. It takes us 9 ethers to get here. There's no such thing as time and space. I always tell people, time was a spell created by Zeus, by the oppressors. Who was that? Oh, there's only one oppressor here on this planet. It's not nobody else, black or Latino, and then it's not even the regular white people that go to work. They just, a lot of them is clones and pawns, Mach 5 synthetic robots, or just being put there, being used for us to crash out on. The individuals that's running the planet is the original 13 families. Those are the human beings, and they are in cahoots with the Alpha Draconian reptilians and the Pleiadians. These two come together to form your shadow government, your cabal, your Illuminati. This who running the world, your royal family. You know what I'm saying? This is who running this part of what we consider to be the world. This is who gave us the maps telling us that, hey, this is only the world. It's 7 continents. When this is not our world. This world is composed of 9 other realms. We are on Atlantis right now, but they got motherfuckers thinking we on Earth. We on Atlantis right now. Niggas all, man, we on Earth, y'all. You see what I'm saying? People, we on Earth, we human, y'all. We not human. See what I'm saying? We are gods and goddesses. That's not just a saying. That's a genetic thing. We are carbonated beings, and carbon is the basis from which all life in this physical world forms from. We are connected to the plants. We give life to the sun. We created the crystals. We used to have huge crystal towers that graced our entire realm. We had giant trees. Now they call them mountains. We never had mountains. Those are trees that they cut down, and now they're teaching you that they mountains. You know what I'm saying? Those are, when you looking at these, they're not even our trees. Those are 30mm bushes. But they taught you them was trees. Just like them are not stars in the sky. You're looking at universes and planets. But they told you they were stars because they knew they couldn't hide it from you. So they renamed things. This is why the English language is a spell that they cast over us on every level. All the words. You calling yourself an American, but that's a white person. You can't say you're African American because now that's two white people. Scipio Africanus was a European. Whatever fucking name, European, whatever you want to call him, he's a Caucasian. That means he's a humanoid. He's human. And that's okay. But he's a 6 ether being. It takes him 6 ethers to get here. And he doesn't have a soul. You are a 9 ether being. You are carbonated. You give life to life. You are the basis from which all life in this physical density forms, as well as in the cosmic realms. It's a difference, right? The sun feeds off your frequency. The sun kills them because they don't belong here. They're not supposed to be here. They are visitors here.
I heard you say before, we don't need the sun needs us. That's a bold statement there, brother.
That's a fact.
Because we was taught to worship the sun. Like the sun gives us light. The sun gives everything down here life. But you like, we don't need the sun. You said it with such an enthusiasm and such vigor. I'm like, damn, this brother's serious about that statement. Explain that. How does sun need us? We don't need the sun, my brother.
Okay, so let's remember what came first. Do you think the original aboriginal goddess / god came first, or do you think the sun and the moon came first? Before there was a sun and there was a moon, there was us. Who do people think it was that put the sun in the sky? Who you think taught the sun how to shine? Who you think set the temperature of the sun, of how hard it should beam, of how hot it should shine? Who you think gave the sun its orbitatory path to orbit around like in clockwork fashion around the realm? We did that. We do that. The sun is nothing but a big chromosome.
A big chromosome.
One big chromosome in the sky. Right? Shout out to Dr. Phil Valentine too, one of the most powerful intellects. Him, Dr. Delbert Blair, Bobby Hemmett. I mean, all the intellects, right? I like to always give respect to my physical elders because we are all on the same team. But I'm saying that for a reason. When Dr. Phil Valentine spoke about the sun and the chromosphere of the sun, he spoke about this 20, 30 years ago, right? Before it was the internet, right? And he spoke about how the brightness of the sun that is emitted that makes you be there. I can't see. Put the visor down. You looking out like a little ugly pit bull. You know what I'm saying? Got with sunny eyes, right? That's the chromosphere of the sun that is making you. I can't see. Put the visor. Okay, now that's the chromosphere. You have chromosomes in you. Now, when Dr. Phil Valentine brought that information down to the planet, that's an esoteric fact. Now, I'm just here to further stamp that fact when we're talking about this sun right now. You have to understand, you have cells. Each cell has a membrane, a nucleus, right? The nucleus is the power. Where does that power come from that's in the cell? That's plasma energy. But how is it getting into your cells? It's coming from the sun. What on your avatar is allowing this channel of frequency to flow through you? It's your ether, which is why the more ether you grow, the more energy you channel from the sun into certain cells. These chromosomes that's inside of us that we control is the same chromosome we're looking at when we look at the sun in the sky. So the reason they can't let you remember that is because then you would understand it. Hold on. So if that chromosome hold on. So you're telling me the sun is a chromosome that's actually inside of me? And we say, yes, that's a chromosome that's inside of you that you created. Beautiful reflection. That's your reflection. All right. That's the sun. Right. You are the living God, and that's the Son of God. Right. What they spoke about in the Bible. Right. You are the living God when you manifest into this physical realm. And that sun is the son of you, right? And it's going to, just like a child looks up to his parent. A son looks up to his father and his mother. A son loves his mother. It's not nothing a son won't do for his mother. And it's not nothing a son won't do to make his father proud. Now, if you can understand that that son came from you and you created that son, what do you think you can get the sun to do for you? Now, the sun is full of what? Photon energy, plasma energy. You are full of what? Photon energy, plasma energy. When you're in that sun is actually burning off all toxins that has been put in you through the food that they have given you. Through the programming they have pushed into your pineal with selenium that they have fired at you through these flat screen TVs and these cell phone monitors. Each one has a chemical behind it called selenium. That's why your phone has the little, it don't just have one camera lens. You got the camera lens for you. You got the one for the oppressors who's watching us at all times, and you got the one for that selenium. Same thing with your flat screen TVs is in your home. Okay? These are all weapons that are being aimed at you to keep your vibration low, because you are the life giver to the sun. When they told us to praise the sun, you had a sun god named Ra. But if they was to ever show you how Ra looked, how you think Ra looked when he was in the physical? Not to mention Ra is still a powerful god. All the gods from Greek mythology still exist. When they left that physical form, they just went back to the cosmos. But you can channel any of them, anybody that's a nine-ether being. This is what makes us dangerous. This is where this come in at. See what I'm saying? This is where this come in at. Mm-hmm. You can channel any of these ancient gods because they're your physical and cosmic ancestors. You can get the sun to come out whenever you want it to come out. You can use the sun to do so many different things because you are the life giver of the sun. Before, when we was in the beginning, we didn't have a sun or a moon. Who you think created that?
Wish your school better fit your needs? It's not too late to choose Primavera Online. Switching mid-year is easy, and students can jump into classes without missing a beat.
Why do you think we created it? When we only created the sun to use the sun and we created multiple suns, and this planet, to be exact, had two suns.
Two suns, right.
Two suns.
What happened to the other one?
So what happened was, of course, after the Anunnaki species was created, we then created series A, B, and C, and we created the beings on those galaxies. Then we began to create all these planets and universes. So when we finally got to this planet was called Planet Tiamat originally, and Planet Kai. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. We was using this planet as a dojo or a spiritual school for ascension. So it was to be a school for spiritual advancement and ascension, which is why to this day, this planet, which is now renamed Earth, this is still a school that many souls and spirits elect to come to. Because you can reach some of the most highest forms and fastest form of spiritual ascension on this planet because of the way they socially engineered the planet. It makes a soul and a spirit go through many lessons here. You'll go through many lessons here, right? So, but anciently, this is what this planet was designed to do. And we had built beautiful pyramids. We had beautiful, huge trees. We had these giant mushrooms. The entire planet was a forest. So think of like Avatar. It was no buildings. It was none of that. No railroads, no interstates, just beautiful forests. And we stood 50, 60, 50, 70, 80, 100 foot tall. That's why they still dig up our bones to this day, God. Like you'll see.
Giants.
They stay digging us up. Yeah. And see, we was beautiful colors of blues and reds and greens because we breathe hydrogen. Even if you look at the links of your DEA or DNA, as they try to rename it, but humans and animals have DNA. Gods and goddesses have DEA. All right, but even if you look at it, you can see like how the planet was in a magical state. Like all the rocks, all of these little rocks, like how you just walk outside, you see little rocks on the ground. Those used to be a part of giant mushrooms. all your crystals come from giant. How I wear a lot of crystals, right? I wear a lot of crystals, right? These come from giant crystal towers that we had that we used to use to communicate with. We had these chips in our head right above our that went around our pineal gland, kind of like Vision off the Avengers. That's where they get the idea for Vision from. And we had these chips around our pineal glands, and these chips connected us to these pyramids. We never didn't use alphabets. We didn't use words to speak. We spoke using frequency and vibration.
Okay. Okay.
So, when we was in this state, you have to understand, like, the frequency was higher, so everything was faster. We was vibrating at a much higher rate, and it was at that point that these beings that we now call human beings invaded our planet. When they invaded our planet, they already knew what they was looking for. This is what a movie Star Wars and Star Trek.
You talking about the Alpha Draconians right now?
Yeah, I'm talking about the Alpha Draconians, the Pleiadians, and the human beings.
Okay.
So the human beings, remember the original 13 families. Who are the original 13 families? These are the Israelites. This is why when the gods and goddesses go on their spiritual journey, black people, right? When they get to the Hebrew, the first thing we stop at is Hebrew Israelite. I'm not religious no more, but I went deep. I found out I'm a Hebrew Israelite. But in the actuality, we are not Hebrew Israelites neither. You know, the Israelites are human beings. Israelites come from the term Israel. What was Israel's name before it was Israel? His name was Jacob, right? In the Bible, he was Jacob, and then he wrestled with an angel and he became Israel. All right, so that basically means the angel kicked his ass, right? Because if his name changed to Israel, I mean, he couldn't have won the fight. If you get into a tussle and you change your whole motherfucking name, I'm gonna feel like you must have got your ass.
Yeah, facts.
I mean, we gotta look past the line.
Facts.
Okay, so he was Jacob, and Jacob changed his name to Israel after wrestling with an angel. All right, so now to show you who the Israelites are, these are Satan's people. What's Jacob's real name back then? It was no J's, right? This is why they don't say Jesus. They say remove the J. It was Yah. They say Yahweh, right? Same thing with Jacob. You remove the J, you get a Y. You get Yaqub, right? We know who Yaqub was. It's the same Yaqub they spoke about in religious, who separated the brown from germ from the black germ and created the race of human beings to destroy his people, right? Because Yaqub is Satan. Satan is Zeus. Zeus is Jesus. Jesus is all the same person. You get what I'm saying? So the Hebrew Israelites are the 12 tribes of human beings that was in that cave when they first got here that actually helped the draconian reptilians and the Pleiadians invade our planet and hijack this realm from all you current day black and Latino people.
Oh shit! Wow.
So this is why this is what people got to understand. This is who the Hebrew Israelites, the 12 tribes, right? The 12 tribes is the original 13 families. Okay, these 13 families still run the world to this day. This is the Rockefellers, the Bilderbergers, right? The Trilateral Commission, you get the name of all these people, the Rothschilds, right? Because these are the beings they passed that down from the caves, right? And then the rest of the human beings that wasn't with the bullshit, when they came out the caves, they became the peasants of Europe. They became the peasants, and all the human beings that was in the original 12 tribes that was with the war of helping go against the aboriginal beings of this planet. When they came out, they became the black nobility and the royals and the Pope and
If you had to choose between flipping a house or flipping dirt, what would you pick? Here's the truth. Land beats houses every.
People got to understand who these beings are aligned with. They're aligned with Satan. Those are Satan's people. So we can't be calling ourselves the Hebrew Israelites.
So the black nobility was down with Zeus or Satan.
Exactly. Black nobility, Bavarian Illuminati, because Illuminati is us. The real Illuminati is us, because Illuminati means enlightened ones. So when you're thinking about the Illuminati in the sense of how we think of the Illuminati today, like these evil group of people running the world, that's the Bavarian Illuminati. Just like the original Masons is us. If you look at your hand, you still got an M right there in your hand. Master Mason. It's etched in your genetics. You are the original builder of the cosmos. Got an M in your hand. Might be in both hands if you look in your palms. But of course, once they hijacked our planet, they stole everything from us. They became the Freemasons, right? And they stopped knowledge at 33 degrees, right? Because 3 + 3, 3 × 3 is 9, and 9 ether being is the highest. And their information is limited. We only taught them so much. Like I say, when they came to this planet, they came to this planet through portals in the Caucasus Mountains. So when they entered our realm, this is when they was walking on all fours. This is when they was in Neanderthal form. This is how they was when we seen them. Now the Pleiadians, they look like your modern day human beings anyway. So they was not like that. You know, they was in their suits.
So they didn't walk on all fours, the Palladians.
The Pleiadians walk upright because the Pleiadians were already an advanced extraterrestrial race. You got to remember that. So the human beings were the ones that were primitive because they were created in a petri dish by Zeus on Nern.
Yeah,
Nern is a planet with 2 moons, no sun, so it's always cold. This is why human beings like cold weather. This is where Sub-Zero technology was created at by another group of beings called the Dark Elves. Zeus created many beings. Satan, as you may know him in religion, created many different beings after we kicked him off this planet. Because you have to remember, when the original 23 scientists, when everything was erected and we began to build this planet up, the ancestors sent some of the most finest spiritual assassins, over 144,000 of them, to this planet, and they sent Zeus, Satan, with them because he was the head scientist. Now, a lot of people fail to realize this is what they was talking about in the Bible when they said, "Hey, Satan was God's most prettiest angel." Okay, but they don't tell you the real story of what happened in the war in heaven. The real story is it wasn't no magical heaven that happened right here on this planet. Zeus, aka Satan, was sent down to this planet with 144,000 of us to this planet, and as you had 144,000 of us souls and spirits that came here and started building the planet up. So some of us started creating the animals, some of us started creating different plants and leaves and nutrients and microorganisms. You know, we was building the planet up. We created different things, and the war broke out because Zeus. I like to call him by his cosmic name. I don't like to call him Satan because he's a bitch. Now, this is how I talk about him. Like, he's a coward, and he hides behind those names and its power in certain names. Well, if you call him Zeus, you stripping him of all them hidden identities. Like, we know who you are. You're our brother that turned your back on us. Because people forget. They try to cast Satan away from them. You fail to realize Satan is originally one of us. If he manifests and shows himself in the physical, he's going to like a black person, not a white person.
Damn.
Right? Because he's our brother that stepped outside of himself. See, anciently, we never prayed to nothing outside of ourselves. We only prayed to ourselves, and we praised each other. So when we seen another God or goddess, we say, "Hey, I love your creation," or "Hey, you peace, reflection." We praise you, gave you a good vibration, right? Now think about that. That might sound small, but think about how you feel if somebody give you a compliment. It can, one compliment that can make your whole week, right? Imagine people just complimenting you everywhere you went. You would be so high just off those compliments. That's the power of praise. That's what true prayer meant. But of course, they manipulated everything and contorted us to just be praying on our knees and closing our eyes and shutting down our metaphysical self and praying to this white God that doesn't exist. So you got to understand, like, that Zeus, Satan, when he came to this planet, because he was the head scientist, he was cocky. He was basically cocky. Like, man, I'm gonna do what the fuck I want to do. I'm not on headquarters, so y'all can't tell me shit. I'm the highest ranking one on this new planet. I'm gonna do what the fuck I want to do. So what did Zeus/Satan start doing? He started going to different gods and goddesses and killing their creations. Okay, so say you created the wolf. He went and killed the wolf, and now he's operating on the wolf, trying to work on his creation. And he did that with a couple of different gods and goddesses creations till it got to the point where like all the gods and goddesses came together and motherfuckers ain't want him on the planet no more. It was like motherfuckers came together like, look, bro, you gotta go before we beat your ass. You ain't finna keep, I gotta break it down in layman's terms. Like, we gotta think as above, so below. Like, we gotta get out of this mystical mindset. No, as above, so below. You had duality then, you had it now. Ain't nothing new really under this motherfucking sun. It was literally like that. Imagine a science fair. You got a project you got to work on to create something. I got to create. So here we all got to create something because we trying to pass this class. Okay, 144,000 of us come down here. We all got a job to do. We like, all right, we got to build this motherfucker up because the ancestors say this is what they want. Right? But one of our brothers, he want to, after you done worked hard on your creation, now he want to slide up, kill your cow, slide up, kill her giraffe, slide up. Cut her shrooms down, We hold on, who doing this? You know, once we finally came together and realized what was going on, just like it would have now. Motherfuckers came together and huddled about it. Like, hold on, bro. Your shit came up missing too? Your shit came up. I thought it was just me. So nobody wanted to come to Zeus because he's Zeus. Remember, one of God's most prettiest angels. So that status he still had of Zeus, the head scientist, like the goddesses created him first. He was the first masculine energy ever created. Yeah. This is why he's so powerful. This is why Zeus, Satan, know you like the back of his goddamn hand. He created the genetic designs for the avatars for this planet. So this is why he know everything about you. You be trying to figure out why it's so hard to get Satan out my life. He know everything. He's the original, the head of the original 23 scientists.
He's the architect of the avatars, you say?
Yeah, of our physical bodies. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Because the original 23 scientists, you got to think it was still goddesses and gods. Their souls hadn't been even created yet. And they came after the original 23 scientists. So when you're dealing with Zeus, Satan, you're dealing with an ancient soul that played a major part in designing this shit for the goddesses. You know what I'm saying? You playing with the architect of life as you know it, and you wondering why the fuck he's so good at getting to you. He's the architect. You know what I'm saying? He's the head scientist. You know, we got 22 other ones, but he was the head. That's how smart he was. That's why in the Yakub story, they try to say they called him the big head scientist.
Big head scientist, right?
These are all just different names. This is why they tell you in the Bible. This is why you got to read all this shit. You can't just read the Bible. You can't just read the Quran. You just can't read the Kabbalah. You got to read all this shit to get the understanding. Then go within yourself, right? It's nothing but him hiding behind all these different names. And this is why they told you in the Bible. His greatest trick was fooling the whole world that he didn't exist. Well, when I tell people, when I say Zeus, you got people like, Zeus? Still about for Greek mythology? They admittedly think I'm crazy. And just right there, he got you. Because you, if we going off the way they describe, you looking for a nigga with a red jumpsuit on, some horse hooves, and a trident in his hand with a hoodie on. Like I always say, you looking for the nigga on a flaming hot Cheeto bag. No, for real though, guys. Look.
You gonna pull it out? You gonna pull it out? You gonna pop that?
They got niggas. They looking for him.
They looking for him. Oh man.
They looking for him. You feel me?
Oh man.
And you ain't gonna never see him looking for him.
Oh shit.
Me? He gonna look just like me and you because he's a carbonated being. He's a neuromelanated being. So if he does manifest down into the physical, he has to have carbon. Right? Oh, so like this is the true heaven hell story, right? Like we on the planet and it's all over. It's this beef starting to build because he cocky like, man, I'm head scientist. Y'all can't tell me shit. And you know, we like, nigga, what you mean we can't tell you shit? You ain't never finna do what you just want to do. So it's all this arguing going on. What happens is because we going back and forth, we had never done it amongst each other, so that we starting to emit negative or low frequency. Immediately back home on Xylanthia, they can peep that frequency, so they channel everybody back. They basically beam everybody back to Xylanthia to see what's going on down on Kai. What's going on? Why is this big disagreement? So you got all these gods and goddesses that we telling our side like, hey, we feel like he don't need to be down here because he doing this and that. And then, you know, he's Zeus. He's Satan. He the head scientist. He's God's most prettiest angel. So he got that cockiness. He, man, you know, when they created me first, I'm in good with him. I helped build all these shit. You ain't gonna, you know, he got that cockiness. He trying to go around and he said, because the law of the cosmos is that a soul can create. This is the law. The free will and that you are to create. Right? So that was his argument. So it basically turned into like a court situation. And I've always told the same story. And I'll be like, you got people that don't want to believe it, but when we talk about that war that happened in heaven and hell in the Bible, they didn't tell you shit. They just said a war broke out in heaven and he took a third, and that's that. They don't give you no details about shit. You don't know what the fuck really happened. You don't even know what the beef was about. Like, what was it really about? You know what I'm saying? So it really was about what I'm telling you it was about. Like, it was this back and forth because see, he was already trying to create the human being race. And he was trying to use animals. And if you know how the human beings was created, he eventually created them with the animals. So when we in our cosmic court situation, we don't go back and forth. basically the elders came to the agreement like, listen, okay, well, Satan, Zeus, you just leave Kai and that way you can go create your own planet and go do your own thing. And then all the gods and goddesses that we sent y'all down to Kai, y'all keep building Kai up. That way everybody happy. Or so we thought. So everybody's like, okay, cool. We being back down here to planet Kai. We good. You know, we back on our duty. This nigga got to pack up his shit and leave. He should be good too. So everybody cool. He don't want to go nowhere. You know what I'm saying? Like, he basically don't want to leave. It's like, okay, they told you to leave. You still trying to act like you got to pack and you got to double back and get t-shirts and shit. Get your bitch ass off the planet. Like, that's the energy we was on. So, you know, he ain't on that energy. And long story short, it turns into like another argument where you got to go. They told you had to go. He ain't trying to hear shit. We get to fighting. So when we get to fighting, I'm breaking it down in layman's terms so everybody can grab. Because I can use a bunch of big words and motherfuckers will be lost out there. Now, I want everybody to understand like it was a family feud. We get to beating his ass, stumping all type of teeth out of him, you feel me? And other gods and goddesses that was there jumped in the fight. It's literally because you remember, we all won anyway. So even though we felt the way about Zeus and what he was doing, like any community, God, if we all live in a community, I could be doing the most foul shit, but I'm gonna still have that group of people that's gonna fuck with me. That's gonna be like, nah, y'all ain't finna jump on him though. Right? Same thing with Zeus. He the head scientist, so you know he got all the cloud as they call it today. He super clouded in the cosmos, so you know how that was. There was people that was like, okay, well, this Zeus, you know, this their favorite type shit. We're gonna ride with him. That's how he was so able to get so many to turn against the gods. You got to think about that. If they told you even in religion, he took a third with him, you have to think about that. Like, hold on, what type of power he had that he was able to get motherfuckers to go against God, right? Because if you don't know this cosmic history, you'll know the religious version. So in the religious version, Jesus is basically God. And basically, goddamn it, they say Satan went against him. He didn't want to bow down to him. He took a third. So you gotta really sit like, hold on. He gotta have some type of clout and power for motherfuckers to go against the creator for him. That's because he made people feel like he was the creator. Remember, the goddesses designed, they chose the gods to create everything. So if he does the head scientist, that's how he looked at among certain people or certain gods and goddesses. Even though he wasn't the divine elder, you still got people that was like, okay, we know the elders made him, but shit, he the one that it was his idea to do all this and everything else. So he was able to get so many to turn against us, the essence, which is the Ananuki, the Anunnaki, what we stood for, which is peace, positive energy, I was create elevation, unity. We pray to ourselves. We about nature. We with nature. Satan, Zeus is against nature. So he did unnatural things. And he like, you know what? I'm going to go against nature. I don't want to pray to myself no more. I want somebody to pray to me. That's what made him create the human being race. He literally created the human beings race so that they can praise his ass. Facts. Because he began to get into himself. This is where that jealousy energy came from and pride, right?
But Rashad, they end up hating people that look like him, though.
Yeah, exactly. You feel me? Yeah. So it's like once that happened, now you got this whole war that broke out right here on this planet. It happened. Yeah. That war in heaven happened right here on this planet. And when that happened, it was a war, a true cosmic war. And what happened was they ended up getting their ass whipped off the planet. So when they telling you like, he was cast out, he wasn't cast out of shit. We whipped his ass. You know what I'm saying? All him and everybody that rode with him, all the way to a whole nother universe. Like that's how they end up in the sixth universe. And that's when he created a planet called Nern. And on Nern, he finished doing his experiment, which is to create the human being race. On Nern, that's when he used the dog, he used the wolf, the lemur, the pig, and the snub-nosed monkey to create the human being race in one drop of our blood. That's what he used.
Where are you? So he created the human being on planet Nern. Where most of the people watching want to know, where are you getting this information? Because a lot of us have not heard of this level of information before. We you know, we've heard of metaphysics, things like this, but a lot of things you are dropping, we have not heard of this before. So where are you getting the bulk of your information? Is it channeled? Is it books? Is it teachers? You know?
Every time I come in front of these cameras on the social media platform, I'm always channeling. Like I channel my information. So I channel this information from within. I bring this information down to this planet from the plasma energy realms, and I bring it down to the physical realm, and I release it because I've led over 10,000 ancestors within my vessel. So that's just like when you see me standing right here. This is like just a physical replication of some of my spiritual protection and my ancestors that are with me. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't just have this here in this candle burning for no reason. But we have been lied to about magic. So we don't understand that. But a person that understands magic, and if they understand a little bit of that, then they'll understand what's going on right now, or why we got this frequency bulb, why I hit it a certain amount of times. I hit it 9 times to be exact, but nobody probably counted that. I'm using a certain color, but nobody's probably paying attention to that. I'm using certain things. I have on certain crystals. I have on a certain number of crystals, but nobody's probably paying attention to that. I have a certain set, a certain color on this wrist that's completely different from this wrist, but nobody's paying attention to that. So it's metaphysical. You know, it's me connecting to self. It's me connecting to the essence of source. And what I always tell people is like, don't even worry about where I'm getting it from. Get the message and see if it resonates with your soul. If it don't resonate with your soul, then don't listen to it. Don't believe it. Don't believe it just because I'm saying it. You know what I'm saying? But I like for people to. We've heard so many different perspectives, right? We've heard, and like I always say, you don't know. We don't even know nothing about the shit they taught us about what they told us, and we don't even think. I wish we was that more critical, God, of what these white crackers told us. You see what I'm saying? Like when they sit there and told us like Jesus walked on water, I ain't never seen one black person say, but I ain't never seen a nigga walk on water. Because you never seen that. When they told us Jesus fed 5,000 with 2 loaves of bread, niggas never questioned like, so he fed 5,000 motherfuckers with 2 loaves of bread. But if I stay here and be like, hey, you know, but yeah, so they were created on a planet called Nern. A person to be in the audience, like, he's a fraud. He's lying. And I'm like, well, what if I said is more crazy than what they told you in religion? You see, because Daniel was in the lion den all night. And when they rolled the rock back, he was still there. Nigga, the lion bite him, growl at him or nothing. You feel me? Got a lion, ain't snarl at him or nothing. So it's like, you know, it's like that's why it's called like when the student is ready, the teacher will appear. Like what I'm saying, a person shouldn't hear from everybody else, because then I'm not a true divinely sent teacher. I should say
Bobby Hemmett made me feel like that when I first heard him. I'm like,
yeah,
what the fuck is he talking about? I'm like,
you gotta feel like that. That's how you know it's some real, it's a download. You supposed like, what the fuck? Because it's the rabbit hole. So I mean, for how far you go down the rabbit hole, at certain points going down that hole, you're gonna run across some shards, some glass, and rubber elbow. And cut your elbow. Oh shit, whoa, something just fucked me up. They got took this bitch shit out of me. They got mosquitoes down here. You know what I'm saying? The whole time, that's that moment where you feel like I got this life thing figured out, and then you hear something else and it take you deeper. You be like, okay, it's really another level of information, and it really is. Like I say, I couldn't flow through it like that. And those is in my university, somebody that be on my channel. They know they didn't heard this a million times, or they watch me. They be know they're like, God, I don't really have no laptops in front of me. Just like when I talked about the Bermuda Triangle, I channeled that information down from the plasma energy realms, the quantum energy realms. You know what I'm saying? Like,
what did you say about the Bermuda Triangle?
I basically just was telling them why planes and everything go missing, and that it's pyramids under the Bermuda Triangle and this and that. And I had never heard that before anything, God, no lie. And like a month later, like some people, like some of the guys tagged me in a post. They was like, God, I don't think they was watching your lecture. And CNN was like, scientists have now discovered it's a pyramid under the Bermuda Triangle. And I'm like, look at them. Y'all ain't never said it all these years. Y'all been saying shit. We don't know why. We don't know what the hell going on. All we know is boats and planes go through there and they don't come back. I'm just supposed to be a crazy YouTuber. So when I put the lecture up, it should just be a crazy YouTube lecture. It shouldn't turn into 2-3 months later. Now scientists have discovered, because they do that shit with a lot of lectures that I've been putting out. They do that. They'll come out and be like, "Oh, we just discovered that. We just discovered that." And I'd be like, "Ain't no way y'all ain't watching this information." You know what I'm saying? Ain't no way y'all ain't, because y'all should have been said that all these years. You know what I'm saying? So, but yeah, like with information, like this is our cosmic history. And see, I like to emphasize cosmic though, God, because most of the information that we've received on this planet was like primitive. I'm talking about this is shit post-Adamite. Like when they get to talk about time and space and dinosaurs and all that shit, that's post-Adamite. So I'm not the person to give you no motherfucking leaf of no information. You got that? It's a whole tree, God. You feel me? It's a whole tree for those that don't know where the information come from. It's a whole tree of information. But when you listen to Rashad Jamal, right? It's the University of Cosmic Intelligence. So I'm down here in the soil. I'm giving you the seeds of where this shit started from. I'm not just giving you the leaf, because that leaf is connected to a branch. And that branch is connected to another branch, which is connected to the roots, and the roots is connected to the ground, which is connected to the seed. The seeds is sprouted from. So I like to go to the beginning and work my way from the beginning back. So for a lot of individuals, you got to go listen to other people before you even come and hear this shit I'm talking about, because you will have no clue. It's not like this ain't some shit you just come in on and you just get on your journey neither. Like you got to already be at a certain level on your journey to understand what we discussing right now and that level, because if not, you just completely closed off. You're like, Nern, planet Nern, what did he say? Two suns. What did he just say? Zeus and Satan, the same people. It was war. They whipped their ass another universe. Like that have a person like lost. But I'm not here to help you find yourself. I'm here to enlighten and inform. And I'm here to give the information that the planet is ready for right now. You see what I'm saying? That's all I'm here to do. And that's why a lot of people, like, I get like a lot of my name get caught up in a lot of controversy, because they really be like, people will just be upset, or they'll get jealous. You know, people that's trying to teach, they'll get jealous and be like, how the fuck does he know that too? And then they'll, talk bad about me, or they'll go to attack me, and then I'll defend myself for somebody to chop the video up and post it and have me looking crazy. You know what I'm saying? But hey, it's cool. I like looking crazy.
What do you think about, you mentioned multiverse several times tonight. What's your thoughts on this new Doctor Strange movie coming out, Multiverse of Madness? What's your thoughts on that, my brother?
I didn't even know they was coming out with a movie of it. I mean, I don't watch TV like that at all. But if they call it multiverse anything, once again, they stole it from us. Like I was said about Nern, like Zeus created the human beings on planet Nern. That's in the 6th universe, And he also on that planet, he created werewolves. Werewolves are real. He created the ogres, like Shrek is an ogre. Those are real beings. It's on Nern. You know what I'm saying? He created the human beings. That's why the human beings like the war. So if they coming out with a movie called Multiverse, they're only coming out with these movies and these titles based upon the same thing we sitting here discussing right now.
Well, when you see Doctor Strange, he be hitting you with the
Mudras.
The mudras. Why does that make sense? Why is that an effective tool in terms of our spirituality, since you deal with a lot of energy work? Why is that so effective? The mudras.
Yeah, I mean, I make that public. I'm a practitioner of all forms of all the arts. Ancient voodoo, hoodoo, all forms of the arts are ancient arts. But mudras are powerful. Each finger on you connects to an element. But so like I said, I gave lectures on this already on my website. Your index finger literally lines up. You have 5 fingers.
When someone fails to pay their property taxes, the government actually creates certificates on that debt. You can buy that debt from the government by paying the tax.
It's 5 major elements. You know what I'm saying? You don't just have the number 5 for a reason, for no reason. 5 is the number of magic. Anytime you want to use doing magic, you have to use the number 5. That's why they use 5 a lot. That's why they say give you a high 5. This is why you shouldn't let nobody touch you. Because at the end of the day, your index finger controls the first element ever created, which is water. Your middle finger controls the second element ever created, which is fire. Your third index finger controls the third element ever created, which was earth or soil or planet Kai. And your fourth, which your pinky controls the element of air. And your thumb controls plasma energy. So this is what mudras is, a line of elements. So if you're doing this mudra, that's water and plasma energy. And your thoughts, whatever your thoughts are centered with, you're gonna be able to tap into that. You know, so it's like, and it go even deeper than that, you know. So when you see Dr. Strange doing certain mudras and to open up certain portals, that's a real thing. You gotta remember, Ashe is potential, is life force, and it's all around you. Ashe, prana, chi, same thing, just different names. So it's potential energy. It's all around you. This is how they created the light bulb, right? It's energy. It's all around you. Just like right now, you don't feel it, but if you feel it, right? Your hands start getting warm. That's all that Ashe around you. That's the force. So with Star Wars, that was metaphysical. May the force be with you. When Yoda used to say that, you know, like when he was teaching Luke how to, you know, it's called a Jedi Knight, Jedi mind tricks. That's a real thing. That's like a real where we at. We are cosmic forces. We are like when Yoda told Luke, luminous beings we are. That's what we are. You know what I'm saying? Yoda represents the Moors. You know, Luke represents the human being, because the Moors was the ones to help the human beings, because the Moors was the ones that was assigned to watch over the human beings. When they came out the caves of Europe, when they came out the Caucasus Mountains, they was walking on all fours. We taught them how to stand up right. We started teaching them how to speak. We took the wooden boards and stood the white women up straight. That's why they had the flat asses to this day. Until they started doing the ass shots and a little working out. Like, you know, like all we did all that. And the reason they was able to conquer us is because the Moors started having sex with the white women. They started having sex with them. So in the Bible, when they get to talk about we sent the watchers to watch over them, they talk about us. And we talking about how we sent the fucking Moors to watch over them, because we was reverse engineering what Zeus had did to them. Because when they came out the Caucasus Mountains, they was walking on all fours, tails and shit, hairy, looking like Harry and the Hendersons. So we having open big hearts and big souls. We always been 11 species. We remember what Zeus was trying to do. So when the Pleiadians told us who they were, we like, oh, so he finally created them. Because remember, he was trying to create them here first. Remember? Right. So as we seen that, we're like, oh, okay, cool. And we seen they looked like us still. We're like, oh, he made them in our image. So when in the Bible, like God made man in his image, they talking about Zeus making mankind in his image, like us. The real Allah, arm, leg, arm, head. Right, the Muslims call Allah God. Right, arm, leg, arm, head. That's the form of God in physical manifestation, which is us. You get what I'm saying, God? So at the end of the day, all that was taking place, and when they was in the caves and we started to reverse engineer them, this is why, like to this day, 1/4 of human beings still grow their tails. If you Google human beings growing tails, they're going to tell you 1/4 of human beings still grow their tails. You will never see a black or Latino person grow a motherfucking tail a day in your life. We are two different species. So, you know what I'm saying? They human beings, we gods. I'm not saying we gods to call ourselves the most high. We are the most motherfucking high. So, people just got to wake up and realize that. You know what I'm saying? Ain't no fake God ever did shit for you. You can get on your knees right now and pray to Jesus, Yahweh, motherfucking Bin Laden, Buddha, whoever the fuck you want to pray to. You could have never sucked the dick, smoked the blunt, cursed the motherfucker out, cut the lights off, stand in the middle of your living room and pray and make your salats. You can make them 5 times a day. You can make them 10 times a day. You can motherfucking pay all the tithes you want. I guarantee you the light in your living room ain't gonna come the fuck on till you get your ass up and go cut it on. So you God the whole time. People just don't want to accept their reality, that you control your reality. Anything bad happen to you is because you emitted that frequency. You're the creator. You're the judge of your days. That's the true judgment day. Ain't no motherfucking no fake white God and no big ass tall rock and cheer waiting for you to walk up one day like, yeah, we're gonna judge everybody. You judge your days every day with the seeds you plant. King, God, goddess, you know what I'm saying? So they don't want you to know that. They want you to wait on the heaven after here, so that you don't be creating your shit now. So at the end of the day, like, like these oppressors.
Rent a furnished private room with utilities and Wi-Fi for less than $135 a week with Pad Split. We already have more than 13.
Was able to trick these black gods, which was the Moors, into the enchantment. So when they was watching and they started having sex with these white women after we started doing the reverse engineering and they started pillow talking, they started teaching them our enchantments, our spells, and that's what fucked us up. Once they taught us our enchantments, they taught them the enchantments and the spells and all our magic, they took that and they taught them the access codes to our Merkaba. Because you have a Merkaba around you, which is the 6-point star and where it comes from. That's all a part of sacred geometry. But you also have a galactic Merkaba that we were using. And we had 2 suns. And they used that Merkaba to blow one of our suns out of the atmosphere. They couldn't blow it up, but it just pushed it out the atmosphere. So it left us with 1 sun. And that ushered in nightfall because we had 2 suns orbiting at all times. See what I'm saying?
Yo,
never no moon in the sky.
You know what's crazy, Rashad? Pillow talking. If you watch Narcos and a lot of the gangster movies, it's how a lot of the dudes fuck up. The gangsters. Yeah, they get with these women and they start pillow talking. Next thing the woman tell the other people what they just told them. Next thing you know, boom, it's over for them.
Exactly. And God, that's why. See, I like to break it down in layman's terms so people can really feel it, God. Like I say, I believe in it's like a nest. Information, once the information is you receive this information, you gotta spread it to everybody in the nest. Everybody in the nest ain't gonna understand if I get to saying parthenogenesis, right? Like, what the fuck is that? I gotta break down what parthenogenesis means, which is the ability for a species to reproduce without a male counterpart, which is where the lizards get its ability to do that from the goddess. Even to this day, a goddess can make a baby without us. But they don't want you knowing that, or me knowing that, right? Because now they gotta explain too much other cosmic shit. You see what I'm saying? So it's really was pillow talking. Like, in layman's terms, they weren't supposed to be having sex with him in the first place. They got to fall in love with him, liking him, just like they told him told out in the Bible. Liking him, falling in love with him. Next thing you know, now motherfuckers telling secrets. Motherfuckers, oh yeah, you know, if you want to get here, you hit that path. You know, you go do that kind of type shit. You know, nah, for real, God. Also, you
said,
you feel me? And that shit spun us literally into like 550 years of oppression, nigga. Motherfuckers pillow talking because they took all our shit. And them white women ran right back to them white man in the cave. Look, this is how you do this shit. And they took the shit, gave it to the Pleiadians, and they went right to work. They blew the sun out the sky. They motherfucker once they figured that out.
What sun they blew out the sky? I'm sorry. What sun they blew out the sky?
Okay, so we had 2 suns. The sun you see now, that's the smaller sun we had. We had one that was way bigger than that. You feel me? And that was the main sun that was responsible for keeping the energy high at the point for us to do certain things we was doing. Like moving at speeds that nobody would believe right now, being able to fly, being able to just do all type of access all type of abilities that's in us, being luminous that we couldn't do. Like I say, we didn't have oxygen. Now they spray oxygen. They oxygen into the atmosphere in Margellans. We breathe that oxygen and it rusts us out. So now we appear these copper complexions. But without that oxygen, we would be breathing hydrogen. And then we would be blue, green, red. We would be other colors.
Like Avatar.
Avatar was strictly about us and how the planet looked. Look at how their hair was. Look at how they had their crystals on. You got to look at what they had on. You know what I'm saying? That they was mocking us a little bit. But it's like when they attacked after they pushed that sun out the sky, that caused us to we was on the 33rd dimension when they came here. That caused us to drop all the way to like the 18th. So it was an immediate like reaction. A lot of your air dragons, they like went through reverse metamorphosis and they became birds that you see flying in the sky today.
Oh shit.
A lot of we had dragons back then, which they still fly around, but a lot of them became your modern day birds, eagles and hawks and shit. You know, we had land dragons and sea dragons, and they became your sharks and shit today. That you see,
and snakes,
and So everything changed when they moved that second. Our biggest sun out. That's what caused us to fall too, like shrink so quick. Like it was like if you watch a cartoon and how it'd be like a magic screen or go.
Oh, that's how it was like. Right.
That's literally what it was like. And see, people, that's hard.
Man.
That's a hard concept for people to grasp. But they not realizing that magic. Let's talk about magic, right? What does magic come from? Magic comes from the fact that this realm is magnetic, right? You have a soul and a spirit. What is the spirit? Electricity. What is the soul? Magnetism. All right. So your soul is a magnet, and your spirit is electricity.
Never sue the other driver after a car accident. There's a better way to get paid a way bigger check without having to go to court or pay expensive up.
Right? This is why we have the ability to attract things to us, because we are magnets. Magic, mag. Mag is the root word.
Mag.
So magic is just the science of understanding how to use your magnetism and electricity to manipulate other electricity and things around you, because everything has an electrical output to it, from the plants to the air to the elements to the animals. So if you can get in tune with your electricity and your magnetism, now you have enough control of your etheric bodies and your aura field, and now you can manipulate certain energies and do all type of things. So that's what magic comes from, right? So this is why they needed our enchantments and our spells to do what they did, because it wasn't just pushing the sun away. It was a multi-unit attack on us. They also understood through the pillow talking how connected we were to the trees. The trees emit some of the most powerful sources of electricity, solar electricity, directly from the cosmos into our planet. That's what trees do. They tell you trees pump out oxygen. That's a fucking lie. Trees never pumped out oxygen because we never had oxygen on the planet till they bitch ass got here, right? And start spraying. And when you look in the sky every day, you see them planes spraying. They're spraying oxygen and Margellans, right? So Margellans is the nanobiotic that you breathe in that sticks to you, but it's robotoid. So it sticks to your cells, and it allows you to be controlled almost in like a clone format and manipulated via electronical output. You know what I'm saying? From like a source. That's what Margellans do. And the oxygen is there to rush you out, and it causes you to age. So that when they come with the time spell, you believe in it because you see yourself age, but you're not aging from time. You aging from the oxygen. So your body's rusting out. You begin to get wrinkled and more wrinkled as you more and more time you spend here. You know what I'm saying? So even the time spell, 24 hours in a day, 7 days in a week, but they can't tell you the 8th motherfucking day. And you count this every year is magic. It's light magic. See, we have dark magic. They have light magic. They have used light magic to put us under spells. They are using spells in every major city that is full of violence, like my hometown, Chicago. Spells on the land, right? To emit these frequencies, emit these energies. We were just talking about this yesterday. My cousin came over. We was talking about how you can drive from Brookhaven on the north side of Atlanta, and you will feel one energy, and drive by the time you get to the west side of Atlanta or the south side of Atlanta, you're gonna feel a totally different frequency in the motherfucking air. And that's in any city, right? Why is that? They are literally, it's an output. It's an output of energy that they putting out there, just like with a dog whistle, and the dog will go crazy. This is what they do to make us feel tired or feel drained. The 5G towers and all of that. This is what all that's about. But that's all magic. That's all magic. They only know that because they were studying us from the pillow talking. So the ancient trees putting out this electrical output. If you look at your heartbeat, it's shaped just like the tree in its roots. You got your heart, and look at the veins in your heart. Now go look at a tree. It's like an upside down tree, right? So the tree, all the energy on the planet is in the roots, and the tree is in the soil, in the actual land. So that's what the trees did for us. When they got that's why they had to cut the trees down, because that cut our electricity down. So now we wasn't able to access certain abilities that we was using, like the gamma radiation, the photon energy, the advanced levels of lightning, or what they would call like lightning bending, shit you'll see on anime. Like these are abilities that you have in your genetics. But when they didn't cut your trees down, and they that's like a shortage. You are electricity. Remember, it's 666 electrons, protons, neutrons. You are electricity. So everything around us was set up anciently to amplify that electricity. So what they had to do as they began to take our planet over was the first thing, make us defenseless. They had to cut the Wi-Fi off. So they cut the trees down, push the sun out the atmosphere, usher in the cold into the atmosphere, which was a weapon against us.
So where's that sun now? Where's that sun now that they push out the atmosphere?
Oh, so the sun that they pushed out the atmosphere is still orbiting in what they would like to call in between universes. So it's still in orbit in between universes. As this energy rides on this planet, it's being pulled back. So they were speaking about it years back. They were trying to call it Planet X and all that little goofy shit. And then they stopped talking about it. And then they start talking about another planet called Nibiru, because Nibiru is a planet and a sun and a spaceship in one too. Yes, it is. That's the truth about Nibiru. However, that's not the main sun that was on this planet. That sun is coming back into the atmosphere as well. That's why the planet is heating up as well, because that's being pushed back into the atmosphere, that second sun. And then it's also like, because you see Nibiru is in orbit, it's been video servicing where people might show two suns, but that's not the second sun, that our ancient second sun. What people are seeing when they see the two suns.
Were you recently injured in a car accident? If so,
That's planet Nibiru, because that's a spaceship, you know what I'm saying, and a sun and a planet.
Mm-hmm. And what about in terms of like when you mentioned earlier about the phases of matter and the 4 phases of matter, when we leave here, our ancestors, what phase of matter do they go to?
So you have two ancestors. You have physical ancestors, and you have your cosmic ancestors. Okay, so your physical ancestors are would be any soul and spirit that embody a lifetime on this planet. So when you descended down into this realm and you entered this through the portal of what will be your mother's womb, your family that you would consider your blood family here would just be that's your physical. That would be you have physical ancestry through your mom and your